Hello, team, and welcome to the Freedom Project podcast. My name is Tom Foxley. Today, I want to give you an insight into a technique that's going to help you get more shit done, be more productive, and overcome some limitations. It's actually an extract from a class that we run every single week called Mission Mondays. And Mission Mondays are there to allow you to get shit done this week, to make this week count, and to drive you toward, well, who you're meant to be, the life you want to create, to accomplish more, to be more, and to be mentally fit and mentally strong. So this is an extract. I'm only giving you the theory. I feel like the practical elements, they are for our clients, and actually a few of our clients are involved in this as well, so I don't want to give you that straight up to protect their anonymity and their privacy. Is something you can get within the Mental Fitness Academy. But this tool you can put together, you can pull out the practical elements from this. I basically tell you exactly what to do with this tool. Really powerful. It's from the series that I'm currently doing on enabling people to get more shit done in the Monday mission sessions. So have a listen to this, enjoy it, and I hope this allows you to get more shit done in the next week, and it's something you can use every single week. So here we go. Welcome back, team. So last week we looked a little bit at time blocking, so locking in those top priorities to your schedule, and that's clearly a very important step toward productivity. But there's this point where even if we follow our scheduled tasks, following through consistently can still feel a little bit challenging. We hit roadblocks, and today's session is going to focus on that exact challenge. You're going to learn this proven psychological method called implementation intentions, or if-then plans, that massively increase your likelihood of actually doing what you say you'll do. And this is part of my encouragement to give you the scientific tools that actually work, and to meld this with a personal development practice that actually moves you forwards. So let's start with a little bit of the theory behind this. We know that understanding the theory behind these things actually increases their impact and makes them not only more likely to work, but more powerful when it does work. So implementation intentions, also known as if-then plans, are these clear pre-planned decisions about how you're going to act in specific situations. And they were developed by this psychologist called Peter Gollwitzer. And these plans have this very, very simple format. And don't let the simplicity here fool you into thinking they're too simple to work, because in fact, the more simple things work the best. Just like when you do back squats and deadlifts and bench press and overhead press and like in some sort of like row movement, foundations are basically everything. As soon as you get fancy and start screwing around with your physical training, that's when things don't get as impactful. And these foundational mental fitness movements are the exact tools that will move you forwards too. So they follow this very, very simple format. If such and such situation happens, then I will take this very specific action. So it's just if this, then that. And unlike these vague intentions, like I'm going to work out more this week, I'm going to hit the climbing gym more this week, I'm going to nail my marketing this week. Implementation intentions precisely specify, that's the key bit, they precisely specify your planned action. And because it's so specific, they're going to make it more likely, like significantly more likely, you're going to follow through with that action. From a neuroscientific perspective, so remember, like, of the nervous system, the science of the nervous system, let's explore why this works. The brain's prefrontal cortex. So remember, this is the bit right here. Okay, this is the evolutionarily newest part of your brain. It's the part that's responsible for what's called executive function. So your high level, typically like ego-esque parts. I'm going to make this kind of decision. I'm going to think about this rationally. I'm going to do hard maths. I'm going to understand how the impact of this. I'm going to make this tough decision. Okay, that's the key part here. So that part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, the self-control, discipline, kind of not necessarily discipline, but that's a different subject, but the self-control and decision-making part often becomes very overloaded when we're busy, stressed, rushing around. And that overload, the kind of the sheer cognitive load of that part of you reduces your ability to stick to goals because decision making feels like overwhelming and tiring. Basically, there's not enough RAM available, random access memory, to draw that parallel. There's not enough raw power available to do the work because it's doing too many other things. Implementation intentions completely bypass that by moving that decision like over practice. This doesn't happen initially because you've still got to exert the willpower or the conscious control to follow the if then intentions. But over time, it takes it from this evolutionary new part of your brain into the structure called the basal ganglia, which is like right at the root of your brain. It's like this, it's evolutionary, very, very old. It's the part that's responsible for all kinds of automatic habits. And by doing that, it massively reduces energy, frees you up, or reduces energetic output. It frees you up to make hard decisions. And when you're clearly planned ahead, so like if X situation arises, then I immediately do Y, you reduce that need for like conscious decision making, and you can kind of open yourself up to just do the thing. So the brain basically goes, okay, it's like this pattern matching thing of like, I see the situation, I do the thing. If this happens, then that. And it's the same way that you can like Pavlov's dog, if you know that experiment where he started basically give the dog some meat and at the same time ring the bell and the dog salivates because of the meat. And then eventually you kind of you keep doing that. So the ring the bell, give the dog meat, ring the bell, give the dog meat, ring the bell, give the dog meat. And it salivates each time. Eventually, when you're ringing the bell, the dog starts salivating. Okay, before the meat's even there, because he anticipates it. So that's called a conditioned response. And this is a very similar kind of thing. It's like we're conditioning a response in you by putting it deep in the base of your brain, in the parts that are less human. And yeah, so what that does is like if we think about that as a kind of a philosophical level too, it mimics or echoes the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, which is basically anticipating difficulties, anticipating hardships. People like Marcus Aurelius, so famous Stoics, they'd rehearse potential obstacles, maybe not every morning, but they do it regularly. They go, what's going to get in the way? What's going to screw me over today? And then they clearly decide in advance how they're going to respond. This made the process so much easier rather than going, oh, fuck, I feel this emotion. I feel this difficulty. I need to respond in this calm, automatic, effective way. Oh, sorry, I need to respond in this intelligent way. Um, that's very difficult when you're in the moment. But if you've pre-decided how you're going to react, if you know that like if this argument happens, this is how I'm going to react. If I start procrastinating, this is how I'm going to react. If I find myself, let's say, snapping orders at someone instead of leading effectively, this is how I'm going to react. Then that creates a lot of growth in the long run. It makes it easier. It makes it simpler. Like it's unconscious as opposed to highly conscious. There was actually a study put together by the was it the British Journal of Health's it's like as a psychological study, and they used if then plans in this study and the way researchers did this is they split participants into three different groups and they asked each of this group, they basically said, can you exercise more frequently? And they're all people who needed to exercise more frequently. Group one, the first group, was basically asked to just track how often you exercise. Like just track how often you exercise. Group two was given the motivational materials about exercise benefits. Hey, you should do this. Like this is why you should do this. This is the benefit of exercising. It's kind of what we typically use. And so group one was like the control, just track, like keep on doing what you're doing. Like you want to exercise more, but just track what you do. Group two was like, okay, here's your motivational materials. That's like the first kind of the first variable that's changed. And then the third variable that's changed is the third group, sorry, was asked to create very specific implementation intentions. So if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m., then I do a 20-minute workout. If it's Thursday at this time, then I go for my bike ride. Like whatever it is, they had if-then scenarios. And after 2 weeks, group 1 and 2 basically showed minimal changes because this is the tool that we typically use, right, to create the change. We try and motivate us, but it doesn't work. It's basically the same. Group 3, the ones using the if-then plans, they exercised twice as often as the others. What it means is this precise planning dramatically boosts follow through. It hugely creates a drive forwards and movement forwards. So, with that in mind, let's go through some practical steps in order to create your very own implementation intentions about the things that are going to move you forwards most. Well, that's it, team. I hope you enjoyed this insight into the Mental Fitness Academy. If you are interested in developing your mental fitness so you can accomplish more and rise to the challenges you'll face, shoot me a message on Instagram or LinkedIn. So search for Tom Foxley on Instagram, LinkedIn, shoot me a message and we can have an honest, open chat about it and see if this is the right option for you. Enjoy your week and I'll speak to you soon.